Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of August 19th to the 25th. Your cards this week, Cancer: energies leaving, completing or transitioning. You have the beautiful World card. Focus energies, you have the Page of Pentacles with the amazing omen of the Sun. You have the Five of Swords coming in towards the end of the week. So, Cancer, let's start here in your recent past. So we have the World, and that came out with the Nine of Wands in reverse. Now, I don't normally read reverse cards, but it's definitely very fitting in this reading for you. So some of you have recently ended or are in the process of ending a really major life cycle, okay, guys? The World talks about, big completion, big karmic completion, and shifting into a new chapter, a new phase of life. That could be, ending a relationship that's well overdue to the point that it started to hold you back. Can be, complete career change into the thing that you're really, really passionate about, that you've wanted to for ages, but you just haven't had the courage to take the leap into that. Could be, ending a toxic friendship that's had a real big impact on you, and you've finally drawn the line and called it a day. Or just leaving a job that was no longer serving you, no longer was giving you the progression that you desired. The World really is about acknowledging that you've completed that karmic contract, that you've learnt the lesson, that was presented in this situation, and now is the time to leave it, no matter how hard it is, because there's always, when we close a chapter, we shift away from something, there's always, a sense of nostalgia, maybe a sense of grief or loss, and even if the situation was toxic, still change is never easy. And with the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Wands is usually about someone who is close to the finish line, but has been wounded along the way in this let's call it a battle. The situation that's potentially been quite hard for you, has weighed quite heavy on you. The Nine of Wands is somebody who, when it's in its upright position, is someone who still, they've weathered the battle, they're battle worn, but there's still enough fuel in the tank to finish what they started. Now, in the reverse position, I really think that for some of you, you wanted to complete this situation for quite a while, but, potentially every time you sort of got close to being able to do that, you couldn't bring yourself to do it. Some of you might have been dealing with, bad fatigue issues, health issues even from it, and you really just didn't have that strength to complete it. You were literally feeling quite defeated for some time. With the cards that are coming in, I feel like if you haven't already completed this, that you will really, have the energy to be able to do so very soon. Now, when as I was shuffling your cards, actually before I drew any of them, I got the vision of a koi fish, and I knew that it was a symbol of good luck. Anyway, I just googled the meaning, and I just wanted to read it to you just very quickly here. The koi fish, if you don't know what a koi fish is, too, guys, it's you'll see it on traditional Japanese or Asian tattooing. You'll probably know what I mean, but you can just give it a Google. The koi fish meaning in Japan is good fortune or luck. They are also associated with perseverance in adversity and strength of purpose. The koi fish symbolize good luck, abundance, perseverance. So this the Nine of Wands is also one of the kind of keywords that go with that card is perseverance. So I really feel like some of you really had to persevere and to really sort of find the energy in the tank to end that situation. So what we really need to do now that the situation is completing is to be that koi fish who, is graceful, is in the flow of life, is free swimming in the stream. You're a Cancer, you're a water sign, so I know you'll know what I mean by that. But through completing that situation, or if you haven't already completed it, very soon completing it, you're now jumping through the hoop of life like this dancer into a complete new chapter. You know, the World card is the last card in the tarot deck. It says that what the Magician, which is card number 1, set out to manifest into the world has, has been manifested and has been completed. Now we're ready to start a whole new cycle. And look at the cards here, Cancer, for your new cycle. Like, it doesn't get much better than this. We've got the Page of Pentacles and the Sun. Let's start with the Sun card here, guys. So this is your guiding light. I think you will be strongly guided into this new chapter. The Sun is, about being protected as well. It's about the worst being behind you. In the Rider version of this card, it shows a baby on a horse bursting, on the other side of a brick wall. So it kind of says that you've overcome all the challenges to get to where you are. It's about rebirth. They call it the most positive card in the tarot deck. So it's an extremely great omen, very strong new beginning here. Now with the Page of Pentacles, that actually came out together with the Eight of Wands. So this week, or whenever you've completed this situation, because I feel like this is dependent on that, there could be an opportunity that comes in very swiftly for you. So the Eight of Wands is about swift change. Change that comes out of nowhere. Change that can sort of come through a little bit of a synchronistic or divinely guided way as well. The Eight of Wands can talk about, travel or online communication, that kind of thing. Now you've got that joined here with the Page of Pentacles. Now the Page of Pentacles is usually a messenger of opportunity. So I really feel there's all the potential here for an opportunity to come in for you this week. Now Pentacles being sort of an earthly tangible suit, it could be a job offer. If you needed to move homes out of this situation, it could be you finding that perfect home. And it's highly likely that this opportunity will come to you via, searching on the internet, social media, a phone call, text message from somebody, or if you are, traveling to another location, that could be, where you actually find this opportunity and have that sort of aha moment as to your next move. Now, it's a page, so it's kind of the very initial startings of this Cancer, so it might not be the fully materialized opportunity, but it could be the first step on the path, the first seed of that idea. If you are looking for a new home, for example, it might be that you get the tip off of the right page to look on that has, all these great homes that really align with your needs, and that will be where you find one. So really keep your eyes out for that, and just keep in mind there will be an element of divine guidance, so keep your eye out for synchronistic things as well, the things that people say that kind of give you that tingles down your spine sort of feel, that that there's a little bit more to it. Now coming in towards the end of the week, Cancer, we do have the Five of Swords clarified with the King of Swords. So Five of Swords can represent the sense of conflict, and that sense of kind of winning at all costs or one-upmanship. So if there are remnants of the past here, especially, you did have the Nine of Wands here, if there might be another party involved in the situation, an ex-lover, husband, wife, mentor, boss, if the door's not completely closed on the situation, you haven't tied up the loose ends, there is potential for something to come back towards the end of the week. Some kind of energy, maybe some kind of harsh words, some kind of argument. So I think that if it does, you really sort of need to be the King of Swords about it, be sort of mature and dominant and in your seat of power, and not to engage in any drama. The Five of Swords, as I mentioned before, can be that winning at all costs card. So, if someone does come in with that sort of argumentative energy, try to disengage from that and not to be the one that's having the last say, the last word, that kind of thing, because it's victory that comes at a cost. So you need to ask yourself, what is the cost of engaging in that kind of behavior and situation? We don't want to be left holding a sword of battle where we've defeated other people and caused more pain, more strife, and that sort of thing. What we really want to be is the King of Swords, who's mature and wise and holds a sword of victory. The King of Swords is not somebody who uses his sword for battle. He's somebody who uses it to make strategic intellectual decisions from a really grounded place. Yeah, that's what we really want to be here in the seat of power. So just keep that in mind. You know, the King of Swords is a strong sense of victory. I sort of see that you have here almost two pathways opening to you to come out in the situation victorious, but we want to make sure that we're doing that from the right place, not from the Five of Swords energy. So Cancer, there you go. Huge endings and new beginnings, strong divine guidance and healing, and huge positivity with that Sun card. So I wish you all the best with this transition, and keep in mind it is a general reading, so it won't necessarily resonate with every Cancer out there. Be that koi fish who's in the flow of life and is graceful, just like the King of Swords, and don't engage in that Five of Swords energy. And I'll be back here with you for another reading next week.